There we go.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show.
Show.
On the book of face.
The Book of Face.
Yeah, I know where to go.
Where to go?
There's a man
Tell you where to go.
There's a man up there.
to the music scene.
To the music scene.
Showing lots of love
Lots of love.
for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go
Go
see.
Who's that, Ceris?
All around town radio.
Show. Mark Robinson. Show. He's trying to be a British rocker, I think.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Show. The champ is here.
The champ is here.
In the house. What's going on with you today?
Hi, Mario.
I feel like I haven't seen you in a week or two.
It feels like it's been a minute.
It
Mario, I
has.
don't have your thing up because I'm not in my office.
Hey,
Mario Pastura, I just want to give a shout out. He does Pastura screen print and design. He does all my I switched to him, I think it was last year, Mario, I'm not sure, for all my merchandise. I would recommend him to anyone and everyone. Pricing,
anyone and everyone.
he's just wonderful to work with, and he sent me a little gift bag, and it was just so polite and so
What a nice guy.
super nice guy.
Mario,
and
thank you.
live music.
Yeah, and he's out and about. I was there with him. What was it? Angela Combs, I think he was there that night.
Yeah.
So I see the champ is here. Mario's here. Skip from Liars for Hire in the house. Bill Allred is in the house. Bob Klein has joined us again. We love Bob Klein.
We do.
And yes. Great
Bill
stuff.
Marks.
Bill Marks in the house.
He
How
just
are you, Bill?
adopted a dog. I'm pretty sure. Well, he was fostering a dog. I'm not sure. Did you adopt a dog too?
Bill Marks is a good dude, man.
Oh, very
He
good.
does some
Dude.
great stuff. He does. And I wanted to tell you that I got a text
Yeah?
yesterday. It was funny. I got this text message yesterday from a friend who said, "Look who's at my hospital that I'm working at," and you were there with the food trailer truck, whatever.
Who was your friend?
Our friend Charmin. She plays. You've met her. She plays trivia. Comes down to the bell and plays trivia, and they've been there like on Kip Winger and some of that. But she sent me a nice message. Then I saw Chris Reese's picture with you. I said, "Oh, looky there."
It was fun.
Isn't
Everybody
it
was
great?
so nice.
Man, I've got a spot on these glasses. Say something, will you? While I clean these things off.
Say
I can't even
something.
see you.
Something?
Something. So what else is new in your life
found his
today?
home. You foster failed, Bill. Aw. Let me tell you something, Bill. I probably fostered over 100 dogs, 100 plus dogs in my life, and found hundreds of homes or whatever. I've never foster failed once until my husband, who used to be one of those like people that dogs didn't belong on furniture, dogs are this. Literally, the last 2 dogs that we were fostering, he failed them. I mean, I'm not mad because I'm obsessed with them. But now, officially, 2 foster fails.
Boy, did you change Jim.
Oh, my goodness.
You did. That's cool.
No dogs on the bed. Now he was like last night, he was like, well, because he fell asleep downstairs, and he was like, Duke slept with me, and he was took up the whole bed, so I didn't sleep because I didn't want to move him. I was like,
yeah, that tends to be a trend in our place too. You have this king size bed, you get about 2 square feet, and the dogs get the rest. Exactly. Hi, Jim Kilroy. What's going on? And wow, look at that. George is here.
Lots
Harvey.
of people.
Thank you, Bill. You're a good dude. Bill's been putting on some good music shows too, and I'm
nice.
He's going to be on the show again, and I think it's going to be in July. Yeah, he's putting on a show, and we're going to have him on. It's always great to have Bill with us. And Ceris, you and I have been going back and forth today with hot topics, and frankly, our brains are fried on this Hot Topic Tuesday thing, and we're looking for your input, people. Yeah. So some of them did on the page. I posted a thing, and we got some comments. Bill's his face for radio. Yeah, it's me too, brother. And so we got several of them in, and we're going to try to touch on all of them today if we can. Just kind of split the show up a little bit. None of them really will take an entire show.
Kareem,
But I
we're
think
letting
there's
you
some good
know right
stuff.
now. Kareem, we're letting you know right now. We need topics.
Yes.
Send them.
Send them.
Send them.
Send them.
We'll give you all the
Send
credit.
them. You know, we need to come up with we got to come up with probably a Gmail address to send them into or something, so
That's a
people
good
can
idea.
just submit them to both of us so we can see them. That'd be
Yeah.
easier than forwarding and doing all that other stuff. But Karis, things are going good here in the studio today. I've got a lot going on. Hopefully we stay live and not frozen, because that's been a hot topic lately. And it's unfortunately, it's not the Wi-Fi side of things like it was before. This company that I used to do this got bought out, or they sold to a big company who could give a rat's ass about this platform anymore. It's like they just don't care.
Who's this?
The StreamYard company that we're using to do this. And it's
okay.
interesting because they, I don't know, they're not, the other guys that owned it were hometown boys. You could tell they would respond back immediately, fix your problem, all that. Now the big companies just don't. And yes. And Liz wants me to talk about that. Yes. So that's on the list today.
Well, Liz, that is one of my biggest pet peeves.
And well, let me start with the first one. I don't know if you saw my post yesterday. I know you were busy with all your food trucking and stuff, but I posted something about a neighborhood Facebook page we have here. And this guy in the neighborhood that I don't really know, but he's from the neighborhood. He hung these door hangers on everybody's door, and it said, hey, if you're looking for somebody to clean your driveway and your walks and all that, I'm going to do a little side hustle, not a big company. It's just, I want to come do your driveways if you want them, and I'll do it for this much money, blah, blah, blah. So I called him up and I said, hey, give me a quote. He did immediately, gave me a quote. And this guy runs a marketing business. I mean, he's doing okay. He's not, it's not like this is his livelihood, but bam, he hit it. And I posted in our neighborhood Facebook page, and I just said, what a great job he did. Never even mentioned him, just said, if you got a door hanger on your door, this guy did a wonderful job for us. He was timely. His attention to detail was great, blah, 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 blah. They took it off. The admins took it off. And then later, I posted something else talking about the admins taking it off and saying that wasn't very neighborly. That got taken off. And I mean, I get they don't want a bunch of advertisement on the page. I get if a business comes on there and blasts, you never know if they're legit or not. But this is a neighbor helping neighbors in our neighborhood Facebook page that I was talking about it on. And boy, the power that some of these people think they have over your freedom of speech, basically.
I'm assuming it's a glitch, because 2 weeks ago I shared a post about a dog needing to find a home, and they took down like 50%, like half the people's share. They wouldn't let them share it because they said it was like promoting sales. So I'm thinking it's a glitch, because they can't be that stupid.
Yeah, that one Kareem will get to. This really it frosted me. It did. It got me fired up. It got me fired up, and I just want to say that I see this even on like musicians' pages, and some people put them out there, and it's like post your gig pages and all that, and then they'll remove some band they don't like. If you're going to do it, be fair to everybody, And I mean, it's just ridiculous. Gina said that happened to her too.
It happened to a lot of people, and I had a neighbor Facebook page that did that, so I created my own neighborhood Facebook page where nothing was off limits. People would fight on it and start a drama. It was awesome.
I love Megan.
I like Megan. She's awesome,
God,
dude.
That's awesome, Megan.
I feel like
Megan,
like I know she's been around forever, and she even played the bar a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but she just sort of popped up, and she's one of the funniest fucks I've ever. Like, she's great. I like her.
She is awesome. I love those comments. Thank you, Megan.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to get into this social media group, but you see a lot of them in the music business as well. And people that are the admins tend to be over the top. Now, I will tell you that people don't follow rules. And I probably missed the rule that talked about business, but I purposely didn't put his business name in there just for that reason, so I wouldn't offend anybody.
But
And
why
then I go
can't
back
we
in the
talk about
page.
business?
There's crap in the page exactly like what I posted, except mentioning business names and saying, call them if you need this and that. And I'm thinking, who do you know that you know in the admin world there in that page? Because
I honestly think it's a glitch. I think it's a glitch, and I don't know. That's what
in the Matrix. It's a glitch in the Matrix. It is. Yeah. So that's not the topic today, but let's go on. Let's move on. I have several topics people wrote in. Let's start with the one I witnessed over the weekend. Picture this. I feel like I'm in the Golden Girls here. Picture this. Sicily, 1912. No, it is.
Sophia.
Picture this. You and I are sitting in your establishment.
Mm-hmm.
And someone who's affiliated with the band in some fashion, I don't know, wife, girlfriend, twice removed cousin, I don't know who it was, grabs the tip bucket and starts working the room. And it looked a lot like the Nashville Broadway scene. But then the funny part is I'm sitting with the owner of this establishment, and they slam the tip bucket on the table and say, do you like what you see in the band? Drop something in the bucket. And the owner doesn't miss a beat and says, I'm paying for the band tonight. And you talk about an awkward moment. It was like, oh, can you even, tip bucket on the stage, no problem. People walk up, they want to give, whatever. But
if the band forgets a tip bucket, I usually put one there for them.
This in your face kind of thing with the tip bucket, that bugs me, because if I don't want to tip, I'm not going to tip.
I will,
and I do often, trust me.
I will stop it. It's solicited. I don't like that. This is not Nashville. This is not Broadway. I understand that the people on Broadway are not getting paid and they're working for their tips. And I get that, but I'm going to tell you what, it is a no for me. I don't like it.
Hi, Kevin. Yeah. And as a venue owner, you have a great perspective on this. First and foremost is, you want the band to earn as much money as I know you well enough to say that. So if they get people going up and throwing them $100 bills in their tip jar, so be it. As long as they're also tipping your staff and doing things, it's a good thing. But to strong arm tip like that, and and it goes on. Like I said, you go to Nashville, it's everywhere.
But I don't think they're getting paid hourly.
They're not. A lot of them, they're getting nothing but tips. So people feel more inclined. They're on vacation. They're visiting, whatever. But this is a local establishment.
It's a no.
You think it's a no?
100%. It's a no.
Shane DeMoss says, "Oh dear, forced tips."
Do my bartenders go out in front of outside of the bar, or just walk around the bar and say, "Can you give me tips?"
Thank you, Shane. That is exactly what I was thinking. How uncomfortable you feel if you're in a church and somebody comes up with that collection plate in your face, like demanding money, and literally demanding money, basically, or, shaming you into money. And that's just stupid.
This leads me to this could actually lead into Shane's idea, because it kind of all goes together. There are 3 bands that I stopped booking because of the people that they were with. They caused just too much drama in my bar, too many problems. There was always a problem. Always something would happen. And I'm not just talking about fights. I'm talking about like stuff like that, or bringing their own booze into my bar, or starting fight, or causing a big huff and puff, because whatever it may be, and being disrespectful. And I stopped booking them. I understand you can't control who comes, guests are guests. I understand that. But you need to represent yourself in a certain way. And if you're going to give somebody the power to do that for you, you better make sure that it is good. It's decent. And it's how you represent yourself on social media too. that's a big thing for me as well, because just recently I booked a band because somebody recommended, and I heard them and I thought they were really good. And I was excited to have them because there's something new. They're playing in the upcoming months. And then I started, I mean, I check Facebook, I do, but I didn't see anything that I didn't really, it was fine. But then they changed their like Facebook cover, and then they changed their cover and there were some certain things in their cover, in their photo of their band that I'm just not a big fan of. And their posts I was not a big fan of their posts either. And now I'm torn because I was like, I don't want that represented in my bar. I don't want people thinking that because, if they follow this person, that I feel the same way as about certain things.
Well, and I firmly believe in freedom of speech, but I will tell you that you have every right as an employer not to hire somebody because of their Facebook drama. You have every right as an owner not to book a band because of their Facebook drama. And Shane mentioned in that earlier, we were, talking about that before the show. Bands that are bashing other bands in social media, they get an automatic check mark. Goodbye. Or venues. If you've got a problem with a venue, man, call them up, go work it out, do whatever you got to do. The last ditch effort I think you have in life is if they don't ever respond to you, is to put it out on the socials. And that would be that wouldn't even be a good choice, I don't think, to do.
No, yeah, I'm all for freedoms. Like every choice you make, and you have the freedom to make any choice you want, but there are repercussions to everything. Just because you don't think that a repercussion was deserved because this is your belief or this is what it is, sometimes somebody will think differently than you. When it comes to politics, I don't let it in my bar. Like I have a sign that says no politics in my bar. Don't even think about turning it on my TV. Don't even think about it. Don't ask. It's a no-no.
Don't talk about it. Don't
about
do it. Yep.
I don't want it. No. I've been working in this industry since I was 18 in Toronto. I'm 21 now. And
you're full of shit too. Oh, but that's 45, all right.
And my point is, it's a no-no. What you put, I don't care. Like what you put on social media, 100% will affect your booking for me.
Hi, Glenn. Yeah, look at what Bill said. I mean, Bill, perfect. Booking equals no drama. Drama equals no booking. It's number 2 rule.
Shane's right. Shane, nope. Even if the venue or band are wrong about whatever it is, it's such a bad look. And when I see people, exactly, I'm not going to bash another venue, and I'm not going to bash another or a musician on social media. It's tacky. And if you're willing to do that to somebody else, and what if I make a mistake? Okay, I make a mistake. You're going to bash me for that mistake? No. You become unreliable in you are drama. You become a liability to me. Why the heck am I going to pay a liability?
And I know, people have flat out copied exactly what you do in
100%.
their venues, yet you don't get on social media and start bashing.
No.
You just say, well, you take it as a compliment and you move on sometimes. It's like, okay, if they're copying my stuff, I'm doing something right.
I literally have people that will come on there, introduce themselves. This happens every couple of weeks. They'll introduce themselves, they'll friend me, and then they all of a sudden stop coming. And then I see, and they've implemented everything that they see. And that's fine. It's a compliment. I don't give a shit about that. But I don't know. No, I would never bash anybody for that. No, it's all just too much. It's too much.
Kevin, I agree with you. Don't get political. Don't get religiously involved on stage. Don't do it on your social media if you can help it. Everybody says, oh, it's free country. Yes, freedom of speech. I was saying that earlier. But if you're looking to be a booked person in a place or get gigs or jobs or whatever, don't think people aren't checking your social media.
Oh, I check social media. I check first thing when somebody applies is I check their social media.
Yeah. And why do you do that? It's an obvious answer, but
Yeah,
You know?
because you're representing me. You're representing my bar.
And Bob says he snoops everyone's socials that apply to work for him. Yes. Well, yeah, you can find out a lot. And, you know, there's things I've posted in my past I'm not proud of. I should probably have, you know, hit the brakes a little bit or pumped the brakes before I did things like that. But I try to be as generic and on this page that is the business page. And I try not to take political stances or any of that. It's this whole thing comes back full circle. I mean, it actually goes back to the tip bucket discussion. You are allowing someone to come into your fold and do something that it's negatively reflecting on you. So, you know, if one of your band members goes off on a tangent, I've seen that where one band member and then they'll say, "Oh, that's just that guy. He gets all hyped up." It reflects on the band.
It reflects on the band. I'm really torn because I was excited for this band to play, but
And why the hell do bands like Shane wrote into the show today? Why do bands openly complain about venues? If you don't think that's going to make a venue scared of booking you, because they're going to say, "Oh, if I do something wrong, this guy's going to get on social media." And I used to teach media classes in my previous life. I will tell you that one of my lines was, "One careless, unthinking act can undo 10,000 good ones."
100%.
So all it takes is that one to go viral with everybody saying, "Oh, your business is awful," or "You're doing this." And it negates all the good crap you've done for the last 3 years.
That's right, Dal. You hurt no one but yourself. Absolutely. And Shane, you're right. Like, it's a huge red flag. This was just I think a month ago, I saw somebody and they were bashing cover bands while asking if they could play my bar. I said, "No, absolutely not." They're like, "Will you give us a chance?" I said, "No."
And don't you guys that are watching today, how many of you out there raise your hand if you think that negatively reflects on the person doing the bashing? I mean, 100%. I think that it negatively reflects on the person doing the bashing. And there are some people that you get online and you can count. I mean, I get a bucket of popcorn and watch their page because it's so drama filled and entertaining sometimes to see the stupid crap that they do.
Yeah.
It is.
I'll sit back and watch it just all tumble. I'll be like, "Oh, that was fun. Bye."
And, you know, yesterday when I posted that thing about that social media group kicking my post off, didn't mention anybody's name, the admin's names or anything. I'm not targeting individuals. I'm just saying as a whole, why would you have a neighborhood group and then remove a neighbor's post? You know, people are stupid today sometimes. They really are. What's Jerry? Hi, Jerry. Jerry says freedom of speech, but not free from consequences. Yes.
Yeah.
And don't think that for a minute if you go off on your personal page. Now you can be a little more risque on your personal page or whatever you want to be.
But I'm still going to check that.
Don't think that people aren't going to look at that if you're a band. I mean, they're going to go check you out too. And most band members, they want people to check them out. I mean, they want their personal page to be as driven as their band page is. I mean, it's just all part of life. You want acceptance and those kind of things. What he said.
Wipes out 100. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
True, Roger.
And what else we got going here?
Yeah.
So that is the one topic. I mean, we hit the tip bucket and everybody understands. I mean, our views on the tip bucket thing, you can put one on stage all day long. When I do it on my shows, but I always say, thank you for taking care of us up here in the tip bucket, but please make sure you take care of your staff as well, because they're the ones working really hard. And that you can't.
Everybody's working hard and nobody's soliciting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My
bartenders aren't walking around with a tip bucket.
Let me slam it on the table and say, what you see, put some money in the bucket. Oh my God, how stupid. And then to do it to the owner of the establishment, who they didn't even know was the owner. Whew.
Did I ever tell you the story of a woman? She had some self-entitlement. I guess she thought she was hot shit or something. And she used to come into the bar a lot, and she had a lot of attitude. I'm not sure if she was tipsy or not. And I came and I sat at the bar next to her, and she was just giving me nasty looks. I don't say anything, I'm not going to say anything. I don't really care. She clearly has some problems. And somebody was talking, and she started getting really snarky with me. And I was like, hey, you should probably just watch your attitude. I'm no need to be rude to me. And she's like, well, it's just continuing. And you could, she was saying stuff under her breath and just talking to her friend like, oh, you don't have to be rude to me. Like, I'm thinking, wow, I mean, we're adults here. And I was like, yeah, you're going to probably want to stop. Like, I would just stop. Like, because you sound like an idiot right now. Like, just stop. We're adults. We're in a bar. Let's just behave ourselves. Oh, really? Who the fuck do you think you are? And I'm the janitor here. I'm the janitor. That's who I am. That's who I am. And, I just don't think it's really nice. And she's whatever, got really rude. And she, I don't know, started whatever. I moved away, and the bartender looks at her and she goes, that's the owner of the bar, and you're about 3 seconds from getting kicked out of here, so I'd probably stop. And she goes, that's not the owner. And she goes, yes, it is. And she comes walking up, and she's like, hi, how are you? Can I buy you a drink? I was like, oh, no, don't even do that. That makes it so much worse. So much worse. Oh.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But I was waiting on you to say the bell rang and that guy yelled, let's get ready to rumble, because you put the beat down on her or something. Oh, but you can't do that anymore.
No.
Kareem, I agree with your comment in some ways, but I will tell you that I have worked at locations where I'll give an experience I had where a lady called me over and she said, will you smell my chicken? Is what she said. And I leaned over her plate and it was rotten. I mean, they had served rotten chicken, but I didn't post anything about that. It was not my place to post that. That's a health issue. I mean, if the lady wanted to call because it was her chicken, so be it. But I try not to air dirty laundry because everybody makes mistakes.
Hey, Alex.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah. I wouldn't post anything about any venue. I won't bash another venue. That's not happening. I don't care.
And you've had bad experiences in other venues.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've had venues when it was COVID because I was following the rules and and I was doing well. And I had venues calling the health department on me, claiming I was doing all these things and then making these posts saying that people were making posts saying that somebody called the health department because the health department would call me and tell me about these complaints because they said it was ridiculous. And somebody made a complaint that I was sitting on my bar stool with my feet up on the bar without a mask and saying to people, oh, you don't need to wear a mask in here. Don't be such a P word, like going on and on and on. And I remember them telling me that story. I was like, no. I mean, at least if you're going to make up a story, make it sound believable. Yeah. I would never put my feet up on my bar, ever.
Terrible. I mean, I'm catching up on the comments here. Thank you, Shane DeMoss, for that.
Yeah, I like that comment, Shane.
Glenn says always 20 in the bucket. Thank you, Glenn, for giving to the bands.
I mean, there's a couple of times
with a toaster.
I should have. There was a couple of times when the last time I was Under the Sun played. I don't know when it was, maybe this January or something. And we just didn't want the night to end. And yeah, obviously I'm paying them, but I put another $100 in the bucket because I wanted them to keep playing.
And they did.
And they did, and it was amazing.
Bill loves your janitor approach. That's a good one to use.
Because I usually respect somebody, whether they're the janitor or the owner. It didn't matter what I did for what I do.
Hi, Lee Dixon.
An asshole.
Yeah, and Kevin says honestly, going negative on social media about anything's a bit narcissistic thing. It is, and sometimes I don't always think my things through. I do those things too. It is. What's Patricia saying? It would be uncomfortable to prop your feet up there. Yeah, the bar's a little tall. It is.
Gene, I find that word, the P word, more offensive than any other word. It just sounds offensive. It does.
Okay. We got a few more minutes. Let's hit another topic. You want to? Bob Klein. He wrote in today. He says, how about people that tag their band on a post made by you or your band? Basically, people trying to take shortcuts to rely on the work you've done to push their agenda. I've seen that a lot.
What do you mean by that?
Let's say Bob posts a thing that says we're playing here and there, and here's the picture of the venue, whatever, and we're playing there. And then somebody comes on and posts something and tags their band name in it or this or that to get their band name recognized because he's got a bigger following. I hope I got that pretty much right. Shane says, douchey move. Yes. Heather says she snoozes people when she's sick of reading about their whining. Yes.
Yeah.
Or we just hit that unfriend button.
Yeah.
You know. Yes. What else we got? Piggybacking, Kareem says, see, there's always a term that these young people know that I don't know.
Somebody makes a post about something and then somebody from a different band shares it or something?
I think more tagging you or basically tagging their band in your post. And Bob says, bingo, I hit it right. So, yeah, and I've seen that. It's like, it's okay. Like you see like Toy from Rockstar who put in, you know, he's supporting somebody and wearing a shirt or whatever. And it becomes very viral. People love it and they like it. And there's comments and there's all this. And we see it on our page too. And then it's like, oh, so-and-so playing here this weekend and tagging their band in your viral post to get their name out there. I see that happen.
Oh,
yeah. It'd be like somebody coming on your Bell and the Bear page when you say, oh, this weekend it's Under the Sun. And in the comments, they say, and somebody's playing at Crimers, you know, and you'd be like,
So that's one of my biggest pet peeves actually is when, and it happens on mine, but I see it on so many other people's posts. When somebody makes a post saying, Joe Schmo is playing at Pickle House. And then somebody goes in the comments and says, oh, well, we're not going to Pickle House. We're going to the Jammy Germs to go see this person. You know, like, stop. To me, that's rude. It's like, you know, don't tag somebody else in somebody else's post. That, like, don't do that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, Shane.
Is that okay? It's unsupportive.
Bill says drives me nuts just happened yesterday. It happens more than you think. It happens a lot. And yeah. And
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
And I totally dislike people that get on there too and say, well, I may show up if I don't have anything else to do. That's another one that annoys the hell out of me.
Yes, Bill. Yes, Bill. That annoys the out of me. Pickle House. That's my new bar, Megan.
You gonna open a bar called Pickle House?
Pickle House.
Megan wants to know where it is. All right. And Patricia says she's seen that on Venue and Artist page. Makes me look. Yeah, and I think people comment just to get their name out there sometimes that way. And, you know.
I also think they comment to be assholes.
Well, yeah, that too. That too.
Well, I'm not going there. I'm going here. Like customers do that too sometimes. And I think that's shitty.
Do you get annoyed by people tagging you in their posts?
Do I get annoyed? Yeah, I get annoyed.
I just, you know, there are some really good people out there that oftentimes, and I've told them, go ahead and tag me because it calls my attention to it. Now, I've got my thing set to where I don't necessarily put it on my page every time, but what do we got? Pickle House.
Kevin Cooper, Megan Miller, I'm going to send Pickle House 2 messages a day until they book me.
If you don't start a page, the Pickle House virtual bar, it would be, you need to do that.
I'm going to.
Where the hell were we? What were we talking about? I don't even remember now. The Pickle House has derailed it.
I hate pickles, still says. Fine. Then Twisted Fate isn't going to play at my imaginary bar called Pickle House.
There you go.
Just kidding. Twisted Fate's playing at my bar on July 20th.
Can I tell you that up by me this weekend on Saturday, Pickle Fest is going on. So you'd fit right in at Pickle Fest. You would. And Bob says, do your own damn work. We worked hard to gain our following. Yeah, that really. And do you think these people, Bob, are tagging themselves in your post to try to get people to go to their page and like their page? I mean, I think that's part of it. And Heather tags multiple bands on her post all the time. My thought is maybe someone might see a band that they did not think we have. But I never do that at every single person in my faves or highlights crap. Yeah, that drives me nuts too. The followers and highlights and all that stuff drives me crazy too. But I don't mind you tagging me in a post that's relevant, or if I'm in your pictures or whatever, that's great. But to just tag me in some random post you do and 90 other followers that you're allowed to tag.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
That's a no-no. Now, like Bill tags me in his videos. I'm perfectly fine with it because I watch all of them. And it doesn't mean I'm going to put them on my page because sometimes I get too full of that kind of stuff.
Right.
But it also means that I do get a chance to go watch him, and I appreciate him doing that because it calls my attention to some people I didn't get to go see, which is always fun.
Well, you got to celebrate with us, Patricia. July 20th.
There's your slogan, Pickle House. Just deal with it.
Dude, he's funny. He's on top of it today.
He stole that, though. I got to say that. He stole that one from Pickle Fest, but it's all right. He knows he did. What else we got? Mike Quinn says, I love seeing musicians supporting you.
Yeah. I mean, supporting musicians is amazing. You should always support musicians. This is about, this whole tagging thing. That's not supporting musicians. That's strictly thinking of yourself. I would tag people that were there, honey. That's when you tag, Yeah,
people that were there and in attendance, or somebody that has said, Bill, please tag me like I have in those videos because I want to be able to see them. And I don't. The Book of Face is a weird thing because there are so many people that post stuff that I never see on my feed and all that.
Agreed, Bob Klein.
I want to be able to do it. What's Bob saying?
He said, we're also just protective of our brand, like Ceris. We don't want to be associated with certain things. It's true. Our brand is what we've got.
Well, yeah, and don't tag me in a post if you're going to go out and commit a felony. I don't, or get in trouble, and then I become top news with you because I'm supposedly your friend. That's not a good thing either. What do we got? I'm not.
Shane DeMoss, Pickle House, home of the dildo bun.
Oh God, Shane's on a roll today.
I love it.
He is,
dude.
Dell can't wait till the 20th.
Neither can I. Next month, because next month is our anniversary month. So I was really excited that Dell could be a part of it.
Yeah, isn't there a Wicked Pickle in Columbus too, or something?
And there's Loveland. That's what Jason said.
Yeah, I think there's one in Columbus as well, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's not there anymore, but it used to be. See you next week,
Kareem.
Kevin's going to change his cover photo to a no soliciting sign. Yes. And, circling back to that on these groups and things and tagging people, I can tell you from experience, we had it was called All Around Town's Musician Forum. It was designed, all these bands could be in it and musicians, and all they had to do was, if they needed a fill-in bass player, they could post it on there. So it wasn't out on the, where you get 1,000 people wanting to be your bass player for the night. Or if you had equipment for sale or you wanted to do something like that, they could do it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I did a post on there that said, no gig advertising. This is not for your gigs. There are other pages for that. Put your gigs all over them. This isn't it. And finally, I had to ban 3 people from the page because they just were stupid. I mean, how many times can you post it? It's like they're not reading anything you post, but man, every time I got a gig, I got to put it in every group I'm a part of. It drove me crazy. And now there's that censorship thing I go back in, and I'm guilty of it in that page. But my God, it was wearing everybody out. Shane was on there. It got to be funny. I mean, it was almost comical that these people would post their gigs. They did. What'd he say? Yeah, it's so misused. I couldn't stop laughing at those people posting it. I know. I mean, and how many times can one human being post, please don't do this in a nice manner without just getting shitty? I mean,
then you're the asshole in the end.
Of course you were. I don't like that guy. I'm never going to go to his, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's always involved into dive bar metal show promo posters. Let's hang posters on the wall. We're about out of time, but let's see. We had one more was Rocky wrote in. Rocky Rawlings wrote in, and he said, it sounds like a stage name.
Yeah.
Club owners who ignore certain bands and vice versa. I think we hit on that a little bit in some of these groups. Like, you know, if you post it in a Bangladesh music page of what's happening, and then they take it off because they don't like your band, I guess it's their page. But you know,
well, I mean, ignoring. I mean,
a lot of bands think you ignore them if you don't answer back in the next 30 minutes when they send you a message, because you're just sitting there waiting on it.
Maybe they're just not interested in booking your band.
And perhaps they just don't have time.
And that's another thing too. I mean,
I can attest to you and Heather. I mean, I watch you guys work. You work all the time.
Bands are like, well, I messaged you. I was like, yep, you and about 50 other people yesterday.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
I don't know. I started looking at emails, and it's not just emails, it's DM messages, and now it also can come through my new website, and it's DM messages on both which I will not respond to DM messages anymore on my personal Facebook thing, because it's too much. I'm getting lost. It's DM, it's everywhere, and well, you're ignoring me. No, I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to get through the 50 messages I get a day. Or maybe I'm just not interested in booking your band. Or maybe I haven't gotten to it yet. This isn't about ignoring.
I agree, Bill. Sometimes it's just not a fit for what you're doing. But maybe it would be easier if the venue would say, sorry, you're not a fit. But for 50 a day, that gets time consuming. I mean, it really does. And it's tough. And he says also most bands forget the amount of bands that get a hold of the venues. It could be a 40-hour week job. It could. And no smart owner of an establishment is going to give up the booking to someone else.
Ever.
I've seen it. It never works.
Ever.
The person leaves with the book when they get pissed off and they've got all the bookings, and no.
Those relationships are far too precious for me.
Thank you, Dell. We love you, man. Thanks for being here.
I'm wondering to these bands that are claiming that they're being ignored or they're not being heard or anything. Do those bands make as much of an effort to come to the bar that they want to play, introduce themselves to the owners? And don't
come in on a Saturday at 9:00.
No, not on Saturday 9:00.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like, do they ever do something like that? Do they ever come knowing that if they have like the jam session, come and get on stage and jam? Or is it always up to the venue owner to work around your time and around you? Doesn't it go both ways?
Yeah, Dan, I agree. In Florida, when I was there was a ton of people that were booking agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Florida. It's an
epidemic. Time for that compliment. I love that one.
Yeah, that was nice. He likes your website. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you.
So, Karis, we're out of time.
Into it, yeah.
We are. We're out of time. I have to get to Mr. Burroughs and sling some trivia at people tonight. What do you got going on this evening?
It should go both ways, but who gets in the way? Ego. There you go. That's right, Bill. Karis, that's key. Go in and have a couple of beers. Yeah, exactly. I'm building relationships, and I don't care. You can message me 300 times, and when I say to you, have you been to my bar? No, we're just really busy. Oh, me too.
What do you got tonight?
Tonight I have an appointment at 8 p.m., a Zoom appointment at 8 p.m. I have not bad. I've only got about a few more hours worth of work to do.
What's at the bar? What you got going?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant personally. Singo. I got Singo at the bar from 7 to 9, plus $2 PBRs and $3 Jamesons all day and night.
I thought I was going to get a social media update from you there. Well, at 7:35, I plan on going to the restroom, and then
I'm going to go piss a lot tonight. I drank a lot of water.
Okay. What Bill say? Never too busy to network. There you go.
There you go.
Get out and network. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in today. Don't forget to hit the little share button if you can on the show. And We are in a campaign here at All Around Town Radio to get over 10,000 followers. So if you know anybody that likes music, please hit them up and invite them to like our page. We'd appreciate that very much. Our goal is by the end of the summer to have the 10K. And I don't buy followers. They're all organic, as they say.
Follow the Bell and the Bear too, because I'm almost at 10K too. And I lost my page a year and a half ago, and I'm already almost at 10K again.
There you go, overachieving me again. Thanks.
Oh,
you kicking my ass is what you are, but it's okay because you're much prettier than I am. I got a face for radio.
Thanks, Bob.
What'd Bob say? Yes, Bob. Please tag me in all your posts, man. Please. I want to know what you're doing down to the
tag
what's
me
for dinner
and the page and my Bell and the Bears page, please.
Yes, please. And Shane's kind of whoever makes the most popular post tag his band on it. Hey, by the way, I did see Shane's band Half-Life this past
how was
weekend.
it?
Allow me to tell you, I said yesterday on the show, wow, but
I'm so excited then.
It is an amazing product, and they are a great bunch of players and guys, and Shane's voice is just powerhouse.
Shane's voice will melt you.
It was a great show, and you can go back and watch our show from yesterday to get the recap on that.
I will.
And it is definitely down the 90s grunge hole, and it was great though. The way they delivered it and the sound, everything was just perfect. So
he does stuff. That so well. That's good.
Good stuff. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, and if you're not going to hang out for the $3 Jamesons or whatever the hell she said it was tonight at the Bell and the Bear, get yourself out and support some live local music. There's people playing tonight, so check it out and go out and enjoy yourself. And I'll be at Mr. Burr's Tavern if you're in the Springboro area. Stop and say hi to me. I'd love to see you. That's all we got, Ceris. You got anything else?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
That sounded kind of countrified. It did. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, you just wait though, honey.
Here comes Sweet Sister Mercy. And the All Around Town theme song.
Did you do the disclaimer?
Well, hell no, we didn't. We forgot it.
You gotta do that disclaimer.
You ready to say it?
Ready.
Here you go.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they represent.
By the way, you're the sponsor today.
I'm the sponsor.
Oh, I love you. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Jason. Bye, Jerry. Bye, Kevin. Kevin says the shoe.
Bob.
Bye-bye, Bob. Bye-bye.
All Around Town Radio.